Hey everyone, Vinayak here. It's quite a hassle trying to wire your CCTV cameras in certain areas of your house as you can't get a power or Ethernet line to it. Wi-Fi IP cameras solve half the problem, but how do you get power if you doesn't have access to a power line or a plug anywhere close by? Well, the product I have with me today might help clear that problem. The product we have today is the Active Pixel wireless Wi-Fi battery powered 2 megapixel 1080p home security CCTV IP camera. Yes, long name. I've been eyeing battery powered cameras for a long time now, but didn't pick up one as they were outrageously expensive. But this one from Active Pixel is not that cheap, but does come into kind of affordable zone. Man, there's just so much packaging on this. Getting it out is becoming a hassle. There we go, we have the box out. It has Wi-Fi smart camera marked on the box. Quite simple rectangular box, no over-the-top design or anything. We do have a QR code for the app and the camera model mentioned on one side. Opening it up, we have a thank you note from Active Pixel and Amazon. Next is a set of QR codes, one for the Android app and the other one is for iOS, of the ICC app. Here's the camera, batteries, and the mounting screws. Also included are the instruction manual, charging cable, and a screwdriver. Let's get a better look at the camera. The front has the camera and the PIR sensor which detects motion. The rubberized cover on the camera is to protect it from water. This camera can be installed outdoors, which is why I purchased it. This is the mounting bracket on the back. And what I was surprised about was it's magnetic and can be pulled off to separate it from the camera. This makes it simple to remove the camera to charge as it is battery powered. The slotted screw holes make it easy to install anywhere you have a decently sized screw. Okay, here's the battery bay held down by 3 screws. Let's undo them and install the batteries. The included screwdriver is not magnetic, so I'm using my own to make sure I don't lose a screw. Now that the bottom is undone, we can see the protective rubber lining in black around the battery bay. On one side, we have the micro SD card slot to add your own storage for local recordings. The middle is where the batteries go. These are the included batteries. Make sure to install them without compromising the rubber gasket. This will make sure that no water gets into the camera. Before I close the cover below, it's better to install a micro SD card. I have this 32GB memory card which I'm going to be using with the camera. 32GB would mostly be enough for a month's recording. Now screw the cover back on and the camera is already active, giving out voice prompts that is ready for installation. I need the app, so scan the QR code provided or search for the ICC Pro app on the Google Play Store for Android or the App Store for iOS. Install and open the app to continue the next steps. You will need to register for an account on the ICC app. If you have access to WeChat, you can log in using those credentials too. Sign up, sign in, and we are ready to install the camera. Here we are setting it up via Wi-Fi and the camera had been prompting wait to be configured and then something in Chinese, which should be the same message. If you don't hear those prompts, hold down the set button on the bottom of the camera for 6 seconds until you do. If the camera is not turning on, maybe you need to charge it or connect it to USB power before you can start the setup process. Select your Wi-Fi network, enter your Wi-Fi password and confirm. It would generate a QR code which needs to be shown to the camera and this is read by the camera to connect to your Wi-Fi. It didn't work for some reason, so it changed to a sonic setup sound which the camera picks up and decodes the username password. Have seen this method on a lot of Chinese cameras, so was not that surprised. You will need to turn up the volume on the phone for this to work. Done. Now we are on the dashboard of the app. Here's how the video feed looks. This is live of the IP camera. It's quite clear and responsive and you can see it change the view as I move it around. Diving into the settings, we have options to change the camera name, the language which is Chinese and English only for now, We can also check the status of the storage, the space available, and format the memory card, etc. We also have an option if the storage is full if the camera should stop recording or overwrite older recordings. I have set it to overwrite. One thing I am sad about is you can't set up the device to store to a network attached storage as many other IP cameras can, but it's not a deal breaker. There are a lot of other settings which are good enough at their defaults for now. Now coming to image quality. The image is quite sharp and the quality is quite good. We can change the aspect ratio and also view the feed full screen, check earlier recordings and more. As I have no recordings on the camera, we get this message. We can also take a local snapshot which is saved directly onto your mobile phone and not the microSD card. Once completely charged, I left the camera on battery mode to test how many days it would take to discharge completely on battery only. It lasted almost 5 days, would have lasted more if I didn't keep pinging it to watch the live feed and recordings. Battery life is dependent on how much you access it wirelessly and also how many times the PIR motion sensor gets triggered. If you have it at your entrance, you might have your neighbors moving around or the maid cleaning and it will trigger and record. So in conclusion, the camera is quite versatile and convenient, not having to draw power cables to it, making it installable almost anywhere. The convenience of the battery is also a drawback, as you will have to remove it from the mount to charge it from time to time. You can run a micro USB cable to it and charge it via a power bank, but having to recharge it in this fashion can be irritating, especially if you have it installed somewhere high up. It's not easy to reach. And I use a micro USB cable to always charge the camera and use the battery backup as a fallback only, so that when there's no power, it would still keep recording even if there's no mains power. And with a battery backup of almost 8 days, power should mostly return within that time and charge up the batteries again. Yes, the camera is expensive at around Rs 4999, but the convenience of a battery backup and almost install anywhere convenience makes it an option for the people who actually need something like that. If you do have more questions, do write into us at tech@talkingstuff.net or WhatsApp us at 96525 78833. So that's it from me. Thank you for watching and see you all next time.
Make sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. Also make sure to click on the notification bell to be informed when new videos are added.